Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of Talk Exchange. Today's guest is Elizabeth Lalberty with the Exchange Club of Haverhill, Massachusetts, just north of Boston. So they have a really fantastic Hometown Heroes program, and she's going to discuss their successes with their fundraisers, sponsorships, and the really awesome network that they have from Exchange. It's a great episode if you're looking to improve your club and just get some fresh ideas. This is the one that you want to listen to. So hope you enjoy, and we'll see you again next week.
Welcome to Talk Exchange. I'm Tracy Edwards, CEO of the National Exchange Club.
And I'm Christy Lindahl, Director of Communications.
Christy, it's so hot out.
It's so hot out.
It was 100 degrees yesterday.
What? I know. I feel like we're in an oven.
I know. So by the time people are listening to this, it's probably died down. But you know, when it's that hot and people aren't used to it, that's literally all they talk about.
I think that's all I know about people right now is how hot they are.
Well, it's funny too. One thing that people tend to say, which I think is really funny, is it hot enough for you?
Or stay cool.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Yes,
I know.
Yes, exactly.
Doing my best.
Or the people who love the heat, you know, like they thrive right now. They're so happy.
Yes, we see those people in the winter too. The polar opposites.
Exactly.
They love the deep freeze.
That is true.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to go to convention in Louisville, Kentucky. I hope all of our listeners are planning to join us. And hopefully you're already heard Austin Seeley, our Convention and Visitors Bureau friend in Louisville, talking about all of the great things to do in that awesome city.
I'm excited to go back. We were there in March. I think we've spoken about that. What a wonderful experience.
Definitely.
It's truly a unique city. And I know we can say that about every place we go. You don't want to miss it. I'm fortunate to have never missed any of these unique cities.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm super excited about our Derby party on Friday night at convention. There will be so much going on there since Churchill Downs is bringing all of those cool activities off-site over to the Galt House.
Yeah.
It'll be so fun. Well, you know, we're always looking for impressive clubs, and there are a lot of impressive clubs, but our guest today is from a club in particular that gets our attention a lot on Facebook. They have an awesome social media presence, about 1.5 thousand followers, which is great to see, especially, you know, one of their clubs, I'm sure we'll be curious about how they did that, because clubs are challenged sometimes to gain followers.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
the Haverhill Exchange Club in Massachusetts got our attention, and they're so active. I know we've been impressed, and we're excited today to have as our guest the Exchange Club of Haverhill President, Elizabeth Lalberty. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Great to see you. Thanks for joining us today, and we're just excited to hear about everything. Your club is very, very active, and like I said, we noticed you have a lot going on. But first, I want to thank your club for really actively participating in Blue Mondays back in April. I know the club is a big supporter of Exchange's prevention efforts, being, you know, a consistent donor to the Michael B. Christensen Center, which is our center over there. So thank you for that, and catch us up on what you've been doing. I know it's a very active time of year. As I understand, you're getting ready to kick off your Hometown Heroes. Is that correct?
So Hometown Heroes actually begins in January.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Where we start advertising that we're kicking off the program. We open up the online ordering for banners. For those that might not be aware of the Hometown Heroes program, it's a program where we recognize our local veterans, active duty, and also first responders this year with banners. Families can sponsor a banner. It hangs in the downtown area of Haverhill from Memorial Day through Veterans Day. And at the end of Veterans Day, we hand the banners back to the families themselves.
Nice.
So they have something to keep. But we usually spend from January through about April ordering, getting everything proofed and properly, verified. And then we start, the DPW in Haverhill starts to hang them sometime in May so that they're ready for Memorial Day kickoff.
Nice.
So, yeah.
What a great project. How many banners are there typically?
I think, somewhere around 150 to 180.
Oh, that's a lot of proofing.
Definitely, yes.
Well, fortunately, we don't have to do all the proofing. There's a company that is run by veterans who focuses on this. And recently, two of our chairs were able to loop in a local printing company so that we could do the first responders to increase our exposure and their exposure, actually. So when you walk downtown Haverhill, any number of streets, you're going to see somebody that you know.
Lovely.
It's a really neat thing.
Oh, that's awesome. Definitely cool. So why don't you catch us up on then what's been going on lately? What's the club's focus right now?
So right now we're winding down our fiscal year. As you know, May and June are very busy months for us. It's where we get to give away all the money that we've been raising all year. For example, we had a first responders luncheon a few weeks ago where we requested the heads of each department, police, fire, EMS, sheriff's department, nominate someone who they feel has gone over and above this year in working with the community and working, in their particular position. They nominate those folks, send them to us. We have videos done, videos interviewing them. And then we have a luncheon where their families are welcome, they're recognized. And this year, instead of getting a plaque, they got a banner that is hanging out downtown in Haverhill. So
that's really cool.
It's kind of a nice way to recognize them a little differently. Plus, it gives the club exposure because on the back of each one of these banners, it says the Haverhill Exchange Club on it. So
and more exposure for your winners,
too.
I
love that, too, right? Instead of a plaque that they hang at home, the community sees this. That's a brilliant idea.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people continue to ask us if they can do it. And of course, we're more than happy to let them.
Yes.
So, so that they're currently hanging in downtown Haverhill right now.
So tell us a little bit about some of the funds that you give back. I'm honestly, when we were preparing for this podcast, I went back and kind of did some refreshing, and I was amazed at how much money you've been able to give away this summer, this spring.
So it's a combination of things. We hold several major fundraisers. We have a fall fundraiser. We have the St. Patrick's Day breakfast, which are two of our major ones. And Hometown Heroes has been actually a very successful fundraising program for us as well the last few years. So we have a combination of, we look at a project and say, okay, so, if it's a fundraiser, what's the audience going to be? Who are we trying to reach out to? What's the message we're trying to incorporate into the fundraiser? And typically in the fall, it changes so much. I can't even say if it's a hilly hunt, which is a scavenger hunt, which it's been the last few years. But during COVID, for example, we couldn't do a fundraiser in the fall if we had everybody in one room. So someone came up with the idea, I think it was Michael Joy, a member of our club, came up with the idea, why don't we do a scavenger hunt where people are in cars? And we put all of the locations around Haverhill, and the questions are things about Haverhill history. Go to this place, go to that place. There were prizes at the end, and they had to pay, $250 a car for up to 6 people if they had a van. So we would get that money in, and then we also reach out to sponsors. There are a lot of folks in Haverhill who have their own companies, and also many of the larger banks here like to be involved in those kinds of things. They want their name on it. So we offer sponsorships for them, or we provide advertising for them throughout the event itself, and then at the party afterwards. So we try to do it a couple of different ways. This year, we made the decision because we have so many events that people want to participate in. The larger companies, we find we're going back to them more often, is to do a yearly package. So for corporate type companies that are like Fortune 100, Fortune 500, that have a donation calendar, if you will, I don't know how else you would call it, but each year they have a bucket of money that they earmark for particular programs in the community. I know with Hewlett Packard, who I worked for many years before I retired, theirs was focused on education. So if you went to them with a request for donations that was tied to an educational objective, they would be very likely to donate to you. So what we've done is now put together a program. We're in the process of voting it into to be able to use it next year. Is a program where once a year we present our calendar, we present our fundraising levels to these companies, and we start very high and we kind of say, okay, instead of coming back to you 3 times this year, if you provide us this money and you pick the events you want to support, we'll put your name on them as premium sponsors, golden sponsors, whatever it might be, depending on the level of donation. And then we won't bother you till next year.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So that helps us with the bigger companies. The smaller ones, the medium-sized mom and pops, some of them don't like that idea. They like a particular project. That's all they want to do. And that's fine. We try to come to them where they are. And a lot of folks have said to us, well, you know, their fiscal year is January to December, and ours is July to June. It really shouldn't matter. If you want someone to donate to you, you have to say, okay, well, our fiscal year is X. It shouldn't affect our bottom line so that we can't align with yours.
Right.
So we've been able to have that conversation, and the programs, we're putting the final touches on it now. So hopefully we'll be able to kick that off next January.
You know what
Wow,
else I
very
love
smart.
about that too? You know, as members, we also know how much time it takes to keep going back to these sponsors. So not only are you securing them, but you're freeing your members up more to work on the individual projects and fundraisers. Yeah.
Exactly.
So Elizabeth, before we started recording, we were talking about the fact that you have been a member for about 6 years, which is kind of what we have found the sweet spot of membership. We like people, we like everybody, of course, but we find that people like kind of in that 5 to 10 year period are really involved. They get it. They're committed now and they're having fun. How did you join the club and what did you love about it? And what attracted you to the Exchange Club of Haverhill?
Yeah, I joined the club when I retired. I retired from HP in 2018 and started my own law practice, solo practice. And I wanted to get more involved in the community. Unfortunately, my job is out of town and I traveled a lot. So I wasn't able to be as involved in the community as I wanted to be. So this was a great opportunity. My husband joined as the fire chief in Haverhill at the time for his work. People ask me all the time, was he your sponsor? And I say, no, he was not. My sponsor is actually Michael Joy, who is a great member, knows everybody in Haverhill, is a very fine bartender, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And I would go to a particular pizza place every Wednesday when my husband was bowling, and he and I would talk about pizza and the community and what am I doing. And he encouraged me to join the Exchange Club. So I came to lunch and that was it.
You know, clearly the Exchange Club of Haverhill is the club to join. I know on the Facebook page it says the #1 service club in Haverhill, and by all accounts it really is. And I know so many clubs want to get to that point. So this is a very strong, involved, and active club. And clearly it's the club when new people come to town, they say this is the club you should join, right? To find out more about your community.
Like it.
And you have so many active and involved members. I know Thea Doherty, who's been to our national conventions. We've met Thea. She was just your Exchange Club Member of the Year. So congratulations to Thea. Absolutely. And you're having a great year. Talk to us about your scholarship program. We saw as well on Facebook that you just awarded youth scholarships, right?
Yes, we did. So for since I've been a member, we pretty much always had the traditional national exchange offers for scholarships, which we would get through donation, the money through donations and all the different fundraisers we had. However, we felt that we could do more than that. So we focused on what we call the Book of Golden Deeds, which is given to a community member. It doesn't have to be exchange, who does quietly in the background good things for the community. So we have a set of criteria for them. And so we've always done an adult version of that. and we decided to bring it to the high school level. And you would not believe the number of teens out there that are doing amazing projects. It's just exhausting to read them because I don't know where they get the energy.
Right.
So we started with that. And then we decided also that we were doing so well with fundraising, we wanted to give more money away, but we also wanted to focus on children that maybe they don't have the highest GPA, or maybe they're not going to college, but they're hardworking, they're involved in the community. So we decided on our own to give out about roughly between $10,000 and $11,000 in $1,000 scholarships every year. But the student has to want to go on to a future career and have some training path in front of them, whether it's trade school, which we all know the trades people need tradespeople, but the tools that they need to buy to go to school are expensive. So we started focusing on that, but also pulling in the community activity and the support of the city and the school that they're in. So that's how that grew. So we still have the major scholarship fundraisers through national, and then we also have these smaller ones on the side. And it also pulls in more students, more people, gives more exposure to what we do to these families. We do a lot of reaching out to younger people as well. So one of the issues that we've seen across the different clubs is that the population of exchange folks is aging. And there's a focus on bringing in new people. So a lot of our members are members of BNIs, business networks, who know each other, who start to pull each other in once they understand what the club does and that it's fun and that you can pick and choose what you want to do. It's not like, oh my God, you have to do X amount every week or anything like that. So people tend to join because we have a project that appeals to them.
Sure.
We also make it very social. So we are a very social group of people. A lot of our events, our meetings are after hours, and we do it at restaurants. We do it places where people can have a drink and sit down and have maybe appetizers. We have a couple of local restaurants that are happy to host us in like a room in the back or a section in the corner, so that it's fun, it's engaging, it's a social atmosphere. And that appeals to younger members. I know a lot of the members have meetings in their homes, and that works for them. For us, though, we found that having it out and about and being involved in all the community activities is what attracts people to us.
Sure.
And makes it more fun. Yeah.
Well, good. It sounds like a great mix. And, this club is doing so many things right. You mentioned we reach out to younger people. A lot of clubs sit back and wonder, well, how do we get younger people? Your club seems to be so proactive at that. I like, too, that you joined when you retired. We say, too, that's kind of a missed demographic. These people who immediately upon retiring, they're still young and youthful and they have more free time and probably more free money. And they're looking for something to do, and exchange is the perfect place to kind of fill in that gap of looking to stay connected with the community, right?
Yeah, very much so. And for someone like me who's worked outside of the town for 35 years, I really didn't know that many people that lived here other than people I came across when my children were going to school. So I've developed a whole new set of friends, wonderful people that I never would have met if it wasn't for exchange. And I'm grateful, very grateful for that.
Wow.
I love that.
So this episode is a template for how to build the perfect club.
Definitely. Yes.
And also a recruitment advertisement. It's lovely.
It has been so great speaking with you, Elizabeth. This is just, you're right. I love this club and everything they're doing. Amazing. Please give our thanks to every member in the Exchange Club of Haverhill. Well, they'll hear this, so they'll hear us thanking them. And we have familiarity with some of those people because they come to conventions and we've had the opportunity to get to know them. But so great to talk with you. Thank you for being an excellent president this year. My goodness, fabulous job. Kudos to you. And I know you'll lead your successor and down the same successful path and really keep doing great things. This is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. But as all of you know, this doesn't happen with one person. It's the whole club. And I can't emphasize that enough. We have participation from almost everyone in our club, including our members at large, for our project. So we're very lucky.
Absolutely. And definitely.
Yes.
Any other questions for Elizabeth, Christy?
I don't think so. I think they have one more feather in their cap to boast, and that's a past national president.
That's true.
Rocking it all around.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, it's been such a delight speaking with you. We appreciate you. To our listeners, if you'd like to learn more about the Exchange Club of Haverhill, please visit their fabulous Facebook page. And to learn more about Exchange nationwide, please visit nationalexchangeclub.org. And thanks for listening to this episode of Talk Exchange. Special thanks to our guest, the president of the Exchange Club of Haverhill, Elizabeth Lalberty. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
See what the convention does to our minds?
I know. But are you coming to convention, Elizabeth?
Yes, I will be. Yes.
Excellent.